Hey guys, so this is my first Screencastify video. We'll see how this goes. If you guys like it, let me know. If you don't, let's not. The good news for you guys is that you'll be able to pause if I talk too quickly, which we all know is a possibility. And so let's get started. This is the anchor notes for properties of matter. So we're going to start off with describing matter. So in your notebook, as you're taking your notes, and of course, by now you've either paused it to set up your Cornell notes. If you need an essential question and you haven't figured out one, what are the properties of matter? You have a second question you need to add is how would you describe yourself so that someone else could identify you? In your notebook, write as many physical descriptions of yourself as you can. You might want to again pause the video to give yourself a chance to write down as many as you can think of, and then restart the video. For myself, I would write, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'10", 5'9", nice smile, stuff like that. So this semester we've talked all around the idea of matter, and we've talked about it a little bit, but the definition of matter is anything that takes up space, all material things, and anything you can touch, taste, smell, or hear. Basically, everything is made of matter. And as a corollary, all matter is made of atoms. Okay? Physical properties. A property of matter that can be observed or measured without changing the identity of the matter. So the big thing about physical properties that you always have to ask yourself is the thing changing? Am I changing it into something else? Is it just like melting water, which I can put back in the freezer and freeze? Or is it like baking soda and vinegar, in which now we have something totally new and I cannot get back to baking soda and vinegar? Physical properties are what identify matter. It's how we describe matter. Examples include, but are not limited to, density, malleability, which was from the last test. Remember malleability? Think of the word mallet. It's the ability to pound something into sheets. Ductility, think about ducts. They're kind of like huge wires, so it's the ability to make a metal a wire. Solubility, can something dissolve? That's actually a physical property, because I could actually show you a chemistry experiment where we could take Kool-Aid and dissolve all the water off of it and get the Kool-Aid powder back. And you know a lot about solubility now from talking about from the M&M lab. State, again, has to do with the state of matter. I mentioned that earlier. Thermal conductivity. Some things conduct heat better than others. Metals are notorious for conducting heat. But if you think about it, glass, especially certain kinds of glass, don't conduct heat that well. A huge physical property that we talk about all the time is density. It's really important to remember. It's the amount of mass in a given volume. The substance is always the same at a given pressure and temperature, regardless of the size of the sample of the test substance. That is the density. In other words, it's how closely are the atoms packed together. Okay. The density of one substance is usually the density different from that of another substance. So you can think of it as another fingerprint. Whoopsie. And density equals mass times volume divided by volume. So D equals M over V. Here's this triangle. You need to be very comfortable with being able to solve, given 2, being able to solve the third. So here's some practice. A bar of copper has a mass of 216 grams and a volume of 24 centimeters. What is the density of the copper? I'm going to give you a second. I really highly suggest that you try to solve this on your own, but I'll give you a chance to pause the video. It's the best learning strategy there is for this. So mass, I don't know why it does that. It's not letting me write on here. All covered in cheese. Okay. Thank you for bearing with me with our first foray into this. So let's go back out to OneNote. Let's capture this. Let's put this right here. Let's go here. Let's go. Where do we want to go? Class notes. Density. Practice problem. You can always look at these. Okay. So a bar of copper has a mass of 216 grams and a volume of 24 centimeters. So we know that density, we know that density equals mass over volume. So our givens are mass equals 216 grams and volume equals 24 centimeters cubed. So we're trying to find the density. So density, left-handed problems, I'm so sorry. Density equals 216 grams over 24 centimeters cubed. Take out our trusty calculator. That's 216 divided by 24, and we get 9 grams per centimeter cubed. Okay, so back to our PowerPoint. Oopsie. All right, the volume of the candy bars. Let's try another one. The volume of the candy bar is 55 copy. The volume of the candy bar is 55 centimeters cubed. The mass of the candy bar is 70 grams. What's the density of the candy bar? So again, density equals M over B. We always write down our givens. Our given is 55 centimeters cubed. And our other given is 70 grams. And so then we'll divide these and get the density. That will have to be part 2 of this video. Thank you for suffering through our growing pains, and I'm sure that they will get better and better. Thank you and have a nice day.